All right, everybody, welcome. How y'all doing today? Welcome back for another live show that we've got today. We're gonna go ahead and check this out. Now, listen, today's been a super crazy day for me. I've been running around like crazy with the chicken with my head cut off. It has been dad day all day. I've been running around being dad. I have a trip coming up, heading overseas. So I was getting my daughter her shots, going to the doctor. Anybody ever take their 6-year-old to get shots to the doctor? Yeah, it's not fun, right? It is not fun. She is not so excited to get shots, so we had to go get her shots today. Let's take a look at kind of what we've been watching. So, at 11 o'clock today, I posted up this chart right here. Excuse me. And let's take a look and see what this chart says. So this is what I put up in the members area. I was basically comparing April. So I was over here looking at April, comparing April to today, right? And this is the chart I posted up today at 11 o'clock. And you see what happened here in April. We kind of went into this wedge right here, went into this. We did the similar wedge. Actually, it's very tight right here. So we had the same wedge right here. Look, we were exactly, and I kind of marked it with this bluish green line. And look, our stochastic exactly in the same place, exactly in the same place. And I posted this today let's go see, when did Vamp post this? Let's go see when this got posted. Give me a second. So I posted this at 11:19 today. I said, hey, look at this pattern in April. But we have a fraction of liquidity, so a run-up would be much smaller, okay? Then immediately follow, well, not immediately, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I posted this doozy right here that said, hey, watch out, when these two touch, I said, when this or if this crosses, you would have a pump. You're going to get a pump out of this because that's kind of what happens every single time, right? Every single time that you get these two that come together, and you get that, you just get you get a pump, and that's what happens, right? And I'll show you how that works out on the charts when we dig into this chart. All right. So, and then of course we all know what happened after that, right? They touched and it pumped, right? And they, yep, called that. And in fact, if you go back in the members chat a while ago, I'm like, watch out, pumpy, pumpy, here it comes, and everybody was screenshotting my. Let's go back here and see if we can find Vamp calling Pumpy Pumpy back here somewhere going, look out, Pumpy Pumpy. And I got a couple other charts we're going to go through real quick. But, oh my God, we sent a lot of messages. Yeah. Here it is. This is at 4. This is right. Actually, this is right during the Pumpy Pumpy where I'm saying, hey, watch out. It's got a Pumpy Pumpy. So listen, we get so much good TA in our channel right now, man. Peak. Everybody's just killing it. See if I can scroll back. God, they post a lot. This is the Vamp channel right here. Jeez, these guys. Look at these guys. We have so many good people, right? Oh, we have so many good people in the channel right now. Just so many good TA guys. Anyways, so we have such a great crew. Hold on a second. So I'm kind of, let me go through these charts all really quick here, and I'm gonna make sure I get to everybody's questions. Okay. We're just gonna go through a couple of the really important charts though, real quick. And I just want to make sure that we... All right, so we're going to start over here. Actually, we're not going to start right here. We're going to start right here. Here we go. All right, so came down. Look at this ADX chart is just absolutely amazing on how well this thing calls these bounces out, right? Look at that. Came down right into the bounce area, right? Came right into the bounce zone, bounced right up out of it. I mean, I'm such a believer in this directional movement chart. I can't even tell you guys, this thing just makes charting so much easier, this indicator. And I've really come to respect and enjoy this chart indicator a lot, right? I'm using a lot of this now to base a lot of my TA around, right? And look, every time, you come down, and you get the tickle on the bottom here, boom, right? Look at tickle on the bottom, boom, boom, a baby boom so far, right? So we at least got a baby boom out of this one, right? We'll call this one a baby boom so far, but this got room to go. Now, every time we've done one of these pumps, you do see that the indicator, we're looking at the blue line, right? That the blue line is we're running up the same amount, but we're not running up equally. So these pumps are getting weaker. They're getting progressively weaker is what I'm seeing here, right? So we are weaker as we have been pulling out of this. Okay, so this is something to note. One thing I'm going to show you guys is that when you go back in time, and this is just this is what I do, sit here and stare at charts until I go blind in one eye, right? I mean, that's pretty much what I feel like. Okay, so you see where these two indicators crossed, right? And I came back here and I was like, hey, look, this is where these indicators crossed right here, right there. See that right there? So every time these indicators cross, you get this pump. I mean, this is what happens, right? You went south, there was your pump down, right? There was our push down. And then there's our pump up. Now, look very closely here because this just calls a continue. This would be considered a bounce here, right? I'm looking for a bounce. Okay, so this is what I'm watching for. I'm watching for this particular bounce action here, right? So listen, this did continue to decline. Look, even though your orange line was moving down, this is moving down. This starts moving down in a very bearish fashion, and you kind of get this continuation downward trend here, right? It's kind of difficult to get a bigger pump out of here. Especially when you've gone down. Now remember, this is the 4-hour timeline. This is not a very high level timeline. I mean, this thing does call some really good pumps out of here, right? Like every time, hit the bottom, march out, hit the bottom, march out, hit the bottom, march out. But this thing also calls this on the bear. This also calls these bearish dumps, right? Look, so this came down here. We hit the bottom. And we bounced out and just kept going and then hit the bottom again, right? Hit the bottom right here, right? Bounced lower, moved along the side, and then we fell out again here, okay? So look at here. I want you to look at this. Look at how perfect this particular area right here is playing out in comparison with this area. So there's that, and there's all of this, right? So you had the pump. There's the pump in the first drop right there. Right? There it is. Came down, poked, came down, touched your bounce area. Right? Then you rocketed it up. Okay? And then you touched again. And here's your touch area right here. Right? There's your touch area right there. You went up a little bit. And then this is just all pretty much sideways but upward movement. Right? This is all sideways but upward movement. And eventually this fell out, right? Now, right here, look, we've fallen pretty deep. We've fallen real deep, and this never even made it up. So this one had a lot more oomph to get up there, right? This one definitely didn't have the oomph. Look at how high this made it over here. This didn't even make it up that high. The indicator level, that's pretty shallow. This one was big, and this one was huge. Right? And when we're looking at a very similar pattern, I'm looking at the same pattern where you get the lower cross out, hit the bottom, lower cross out, hit the bottom. Then you get the bounce. There's your bounce cross. There's your bounce cross. Look at how perfect. There's bounce cross, bounce cross. And now we have the bounce cross. But look at this. This is the key that we're looking at, right? Your fall started here. Let me change this up a little bit so we can see. We'll mark these as red, right? So we'll mark these as red. Excuse me. There's your fall. There's your fall. There's your fall. There's your fall. Okay? So look at this is considerably a steeper fall. Okay, look at this these are massive falls. A lot of movement, right? And then you hit this pump. This was this continued to drop, right? But this kind of rallied back up here. This is respectable, right? And then here's your drop right here. So this was your pump. You got this little pump action up, and then it fell out one more time. Okay, so now look at it. This thing didn't even move. I mean, I have to go over here. Watch this. Right? Are you ready? Be prepared. There. I mean, we literally just popped circle on top of circle because that's what we had to do, right? Oops, I'm sorry, I'm missing a circle over here. Okay, there we go. So look at this. You have two separate scenarios that played out. One there, and you have one here. And you have the ADX calling these out exactly the same way, right? So there's your one scenario. Here's your second scenario, right? And then here's where we're at right now, right? We're compressed. And here's the thing that scares me about this when I look at this, right? This is one of the things I've been talking about for a while. We're continually squeezing, right? We're squeezing our pattern down, right? We're really compressing everything down. And I'll tell you what, right now, I know people are calling for a big pump, and I do feel there is. You know, you can get more out of this. There's a little bit more left in this, and we're going to go up here. We're going to throw some wedges on this. We're going to throw some patterns on this. But my biggest concern right now is for people just not to FOMO into this, okay? Because I feel there's going to be a lot of blood on the downside that's coming soon. I don't I don't like this. I don't like this squeezing. That's all this is we're forcing 500 gallons of water into a high pressure water into a very small hose. Okay, and this thing is going to burst, right? So this is scenario number one is I don't like this. This had very limited pump. This had very limited dump, right? We did get we did get this little bounce out of here, but this is the thing. I mean, when you're so focused and you're zoomed in on these charts and you're down here and you're focused on this little teeny tiny area and you're like, "Oh my God, that candle's so huge." Right? Man, I swear to God, since I've been married, I have not heard that in like 7 years. Okay, it's just something you don't hear when you're married. All right, but unless you zoom way in on it, right? I just need to get my wife to zoom way in on it, and I will feel way more manly. All right, but what I'm trying to say is you need to zoom out, okay? Or you need to not get married. Either one of those. It works out somehow, okay? Just take my advice. Okay, so, but you need to zoom out. You need to take a second. You need to zoom out and realize that you didn't really put that much on the board, right? You didn't put that big a score on the board here. And we're going to go through a couple other charts and we're going to take a look and we're going to see where we're at with volume. And volume is a big issue we're having right now. But this is my ADX chart. This is my ADX setup. Now, I want to take this all the way back. Okay, I want to go back to April, right? And this is that April pattern I was pointing out. Okay, so here's the April pattern that I was pointing out right here in my one previous chart. And I want to show you. So here you had these descending wedge right here, right? I mean, this squeezing, you have this contracting, you have this squeezing wedge, right? And there it is right there. Okay, now we also found the bottom here, right? We found the bottom. We didn't find it after the first touch. We didn't second. We didn't find it after the third, right? We found it on the third touch right there. We went deep to find the bottom. Okay, now this bottom is called on the daily chart. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch this to the daily really quick, okay? So we know where this is at. So here, this area, we're going to mark this area over here in red because we know for sure that this was a bottom. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to switch this chart to the red chart real quick, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go back here. Okay, now, what is different? Tell me what's different, peoples. Anybody? Bueller? What do you see that's different here? There's the red box. There's the red box. There's the yellow box. This did not call a bottom, right? This daily chart on this blue indicator line is called every single bottom. Okay, every single bottom. It called this bottom, it called this bottom, it called this bottom, it called this bottom. So for me, we were comparing April to here, right? And remember, I showed that comparison because I felt we were wedging up like that, right? But what happened is we failed to put in a bottom. Okay, and I want to show you something else that is very significant, right? Time. Time is the enemy of us all. We cannot escape from it, right? And if we're looking for these bottom calls, there is a correlation in time as we do find these true bottoms, right? And then let's call this was kind of a bottom call, right? And then for sure from there to there, right? And now now look at this. We have not put in a bottom. We're overdue for a bottom, right? 51 days. Now you can really get in here and you can say, okay, bottom was there, and let's call the bottom right there. There's our two bottoms, okay? So this is the longest we went without a bottom, was 82 days. Okay, so the longest we went without finding a bottom was 82 days, and that was the span of time between this bottom and this bottom, right? 83 days. All right, so we're overdue right now. We've already surpassed this bottom at 50 days, and we've surpassed this bottom at 51 days. Okay, so we like to have what's called we have a cyclical trend reversal that occurs. Okay, and what happens is we'll get 30 days of up, 30 days of down, 30 days of up, 60 days of down, right? And this kind of something that that has gone on for quite a while. And we've really look at how many bottoms we've really since the moon, right? We hit 189 days from the moon, right? 139 days during the moon. We only posted up 51 days till the first real bottom after the moon. So I'm sorry, we posted up after the first real bottom, we posted up a second bottom within 51 days. We then posted up another bottom within 82 days. We then shortened that to 50 days. We've now extended that. We've hit 52 days so far without a bottom. Right? So we went, so I feel this is kind of contracting. We're contracting for a bottom here as we move. Now we've surpassed this 51 days and 50 days. We've moved into something that's almost unprecedented territory. We're kind of between this and the 52 and 81 days here in a bear market. And what this says to me is if we look down into here and we dig into our daily indicator, look, we've gone back up. Okay, we've definitely gone back up. And now you have the ability to go higher, but what we need to start looking at is trend lines on this. Where are our trend lines? What are we looking at for tops, right? There was a top, there was a top. We're going to go back. Where is the top over here? There's your top right here. Look at this is your top right there. So with no correlation with the trend line. Trend lines don't help us. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. So we're going to put a trend line just like this. Okay, and we're going to put another trend line just like this. Okay, because that's what's happened. We've squeezed together again, right? And we can do that right back here. We can do that with this one. Right? We can do that with right before they explode, they contract together. Okay, right before. So in fact, let's do this. Let's go from here to here. Okay, and I'm going to make these lines red. We can see red. There we go. So these are our contracting squeeze lines. This is our bottom, right? Top, bottom, right? I'm sorry. This is the high mark of our bottom. This is the low mark of our bottom, and we're squeezed together. Okay, do we all agree with that? Okay, so now I'm going to do this again. All right, and this is the high mark of our bottom. Okay, and then this is our squeeze right in here. Right, where would it be? Where would you be? Are you here? let me see, this bottom to there, right? Or would you be right there? Let's try that. Okay, and I'm going to put this squeeze. Where's the bottom? Here's our bottom. Oh man, that thing went way out there. So we're going to have to go. We're going to have to go right here. Squeeze. Let me get rid of this head and shoulders. Okay. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yeah, so we're going to go like this. Squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. Okay, got it. Okay, so here we are, here we are. Okay, let me show you this. Squeeze, one more. Squeeze. Okay, so every time we get a balancing, let's call this a balancing, okay? And this is what moving averages are. Moving averages always want to find the center, right? Moving averages always want to find the center. Okay, so every time they found a significant center point, and we're going to mark those, so we're going to take this, right? We're going to scoot this over here. Every time they found a significant center point, right? Just can't make, I can't make clean charts here. It's impossible, right? Center point. Actually, let's do, yeah, center point. And center point, and center point, and center point, and then one massive center point, right? We've got one massive center point going on, right? So we have this massive center point. So every time we have come together to push this center point, right? Guess what happens on the top side, right? Here you go. There's the big fall, right? There's a big one. Next center point, right? You actually had two of them. Look, you had one center point there, one center point there. Okay. You had a center point right there, but you had this one right here. Okay, you had this one right here. You had this one right here. Right, you had this one right here. I'm gonna mark that one green. I'm gonna mark this one green. Okay, and then you had this final, so this whole thing is a center point right here. This is compressed. Okay, so every time we're going to mark these, we're, you know, this is clearly, I'm sorry, this is clearly a bearish one, right? This is clearly a bearish circle, bear, bear squeeze, right? Double bear squeeze. You actually had two bear squeezes in here, right? Two bear squeezes in there. So let me get these marked up for you. Okay. Hey, give me a second, give me a second, give me a second. Almost there. No, don't need that. This is a fall. It's a pump. This green. This red. Green. Pink. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. Get rid of this. 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 Okay. So now you can see as we've moved through time, right? What has happened every time we come together, we basically get let's just call this a balancing, right? This is a balancing. Right, this is exactly what this is. This is a balancing, this is an equilibrium of the indicators. The indicators come together and it is 0 point. So there's pretty much a 0 point that has been established in crypto. And that 0 point runs right down this core right here, right? This is it. This is pretty much this is your core. There it is. This is the danger zone of crypto, right, for the ADX charts. So you've got this danger zone of crypto right here. This is your equilibrium. This is your critical mass. This is where you've taken all that energy, all that water, all that pressure, and you've put it into a teeny tiny little, poured it out of a giant spigot into a small hose, and it ran all the way down to that little tiny spigot at the end of it, and it's just going to explode out of there with high pressure, right? Or it's going to blow the hose up. One of the two. And you can see every single time we come into this critical mass junction of this equilibrium zone, we are prepared or need to be prepared for a massive breakout, right? And there's going to be a massive breakout in one way or the other. Now, looking at this chart, at this point, we are delayed downside, right? We are delayed downside in this linear motion sideways. Here was our pump. Very little came of it. Right? This was our pump. This was, we were going to the moon and just nothing happened, right? Fell off, came back, balanced itself into this, and now we are back into this equilibrium zone. And it's the sky's the limit. The limit's the sky. We don't know what the hell's going to happen right now. Okay, but I kind of do know what's going to happen, right? I kind of have an idea of what's going to happen. I feel and I have an understanding that this is a this is a pump, right? This is a liquidity pump. Okay, this is a liquidity pump. I feel we're going to get one more liquidity pump because there's, to pull up a little bit before we fall out again. Okay, because these pumps and these dumps have been getting weaker both ways, bull and bear. Right? And eventually, because of the weakness in the market and the lack of liquidity, the reason we're not moving massive amounts like we were previously is because there's less money in the market to move. So when you lose money right now, you had $5 yesterday, you had $10 the day before, you had $1,000 the month before, you had $10,000 in December. Right? So each one of you out there probably has less and less capital that's into the market right now because you've probably lost it. And you've lost it because we would be called the weak hands. We're getting shaken out, right? And honestly, the truth be told, we should have shorted from here and just held on to our hands all the way down here and never have released that position, right? This position never should have been released since here. We should all be in shorts and sitting in shorts all the way till here. And we have a clear dividing line of when a bullish rush will be. A clear dividing line of when we got to break 7,400, 7,500. All right? This is when you would get the first trigger, the signal that you've created a true higher high. Until then, this is merely a continuation pattern to the downside. Nothing has changed here. Right? Nothing has changed here until you've broken 74.91, this previous high. Okay, so I know people are thinking the moon. I know you're thinking the moon, right? But we have limited upside here. Yes, people, yes, we can definitely get up. Yes, we can pick this baby up, right? We can go up. But what I'm saying is you can't play the 4-hour chart and think we've hit the bottom. This chart right here completely shows you that we did not find the bottom. Now, if this blue line was down here in the bouncy bounce zone, right? If this blue line was down here in the bouncy bounce zone, I would be screaming, hallelujah! The bull Jesus has come. It's the second coming of the bull Jesus, because we are definitely going to go over 74, 7,500. 100%. 100%. We would, if we were at the bottom in the blue line, if we were right here, I would call upon the bull baby Jesus, and that we were 100% going up, right? 100% going up over 7,400. Right now, 66, 6,700, 6,800. Yeah, I think so. I think we can get one more pumpy here. But, peoples, let me show you. We are on the cusp of doing a breakout of going to that 67 and 6,800, okay? So here we go. Let's take a look at our next chart. Here's our next most important chart right here. This is our volatility chart, right? Here's our volatility chart. We were down here. We called the bottom. There that puppy was. There was Vamp. You guys saw I've been posting this baby. We called the bottom. There it was. And we said, hey, remember, off this line down here, it had nowhere to go. There was just nowhere to go down here. It couldn't go anywhere, right? And now you got to be careful, because look at this. There's this moony, right? And then look at when this moon happened, July 18th, right? So let's go back to July 18th over here, right? And boom. Guess what happened July 18th, right? July 18th, we had our, there it is. We had, this was our pump right here, right? There it is. This is July 18th. You have a cross right there on July 18th, right? With a very substantial, now look at this cross. This cross was huge. This baby ran. This thing didn't just walk, this baby ran. But look at where your green indicator, your histogram line is. Your green histogram line is way up here on the high side, right? This is where your green histogram line is. Look at where your green histogram line is. Your green histogram line is so far down in the dirt right now. This thing is scooping worms, right? Look at the whole year, the entire year. This thing has not been to the bottom. Right? Not been to the bottom. There it is, the very first time. And let's go back and find the last time this thing was down here, okay? And we're going to find and see where are you? Come to Daddy. Come to Vampy. Right? And I want to go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. We're looking for this green line here, and I want to go deep. Uncle Vampy wants to go deep here, right? Let's go. Let's take a look. Let's go back and march back in time. And let's look at the last couple times this puppy was that deep. Okay? When was the last time this puppy was that deep? Well, there's one of them. There's one of them. This is one of the times that baby was that deep right there. There it was. And look at this long channel. Look at this long channel of consolidation right here in the equilibrium zone. Look at this baby. This thing lasted for, right? That thing lasted for 21 days, right? Well, let's call it 20 days. This is 20 days inside of this consolidation zone, this danger zone, right? And then this thing just did something very ugly that all of us didn't appreciate. And look at all your indicators were up. You know, your indicators were right here in the middle. So your indicators were in the core, in the consolidation zone, and your line was at the bottom, right? So let's go look. Look, there's another one. Look, here we go. We have the same pattern. Here's your consolidation zone. Here's your histogram line, right? You know, same thing. Like, here you go. Here it is one more time. Look, there's here. Nope, I take it back. It's not deep enough. Sorry. No Christmas party for you. Okay. Here we have another one. This one is nice and deep. Oh, look at that nice bull run. This is where you definitely had the bull run. That baby was going for it, right? That baby went for it. Here you go. You have the same thing. You came down. Now, not quite as deep, right? This is not quite as deep. This is only on the white line. Let's see where we're at over here. Let's see. I want to compare that up. We're down on the green line. We're deep, right? We're on the green line. There's a green line one right there. Look at that. Big Mooney. Big Mooney. So we got a bull and we got a bear. And then we got nothing. We've only touched down this place twice so far. Twice in the history of crypto, we've gone all the way to the bottom with this histogram indicator on the ADX chart, right? There was one of them during a bull market in 2016, right? April 2016. Remember what everybody used to say? Oh, it's tax day in America, right? It's tax day in America. And it's all, you know, everybody's all squishy. Oh, here we go. This is the second one. Sorry, we had 3 times. So bear, we had one bull, we had one bear, right? This was definitely a bear. This one fell out a little bit right there. Yeah, it wasn't much of a fall. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. Okay? So we've only gone to the bottom here 4 separate times. 1, 2, 3, all bear. Every one of these was bearish. Every single one of these died. This one died. This one died. This one had a baby die. This one's like a little mini die, but it just died a little bit. Okay? So that one died just a little bit right there. You had 1, 2, 3. Then you had a bull one. So we're going to mark this as a bull one. There's a bull one. Give ourselves a nice green. Okay. Give ourselves, let's make this green. Okay, the background color green. There we go. Okay, and that's it. That's it. You're 3-2 right now, peoples. 3-2. You tell me, is this thing going to the moon? Is this the end of the bear market? Is this it? Do you really feel this is the end of the bear market? Right? Do you feel that this is the end of the bear market? That's what I would like to know. Because I 100%, let's look. So one more time, I want to go back and I want to show you the most important thing that you have to know in crypto. This is the most important chart in all of crypto. This is it. This is the only chart you need in crypto to find the bottom, right? We already said this is the bearish line, right? This was it. This is last time you hit that bottom mark right there, right? Oh, sorry, right there. There it is. This is the last time you hit this bearish mark right here, right? Why did I have that one marked? Let me get rid of this. So every time you've hit this thing, what is the next thing you did? What is the next thing you did? Right? What told you, what preordained the end? It was this, right? This. It's a bottom call. These are bottom calls. This is a bottom right here. That is a bottom call on the daily, right? Here this is, right? You had a bottom call. There's the bottom call, right? You got a clear bottom call after these, right? And these were great. This is, you know, these are the kind of, you're looking for these bottom calls to make these long plays, right? You want, this is where you make some money on these bottom calls right here, where you make these nice scalps, right? And there was a bottom. There was a bottom. There was a bottom. Every one of these, there's a bottom, right? And now this was technically your bottom of the entire market. There it was. This was the bottom of the entire market. It never reached lower than this. You had this little wick was close, right? That little wick was, that might have been, this might have been your low. There's your low right there, August 2015. Okay? But look, there it was. There was the bottom call. There it was. There was the bottom call. So until you have this pattern, until you have the pattern of, right, of this, which we're going to call, this is our green. So you first, oh, come on. So until you have your first, you've got your bearish histogram right here. until this bearish histogram rolls over and gives us a bullish call following it, right? We haven't hit the bottom. It's that simple. We're not at the bottom, people. We're not bouncing. We're not going Mooney. We're not going to break 7,500 because this hasn't hit the bottom, right? There it is. There, bottom. There, bottom. Market that was it. We were healed. This is when Baby Bull Jesus came. This is the day Baby Bull Jesus was born, right here. This is it. Like there should be songs and psalms and choirs. August 17th, 2015. This is it. This was the day Baby Jesus was born. Baby Bull Jesus. Right here. We should all sing songs about that day. This should be our Christmas. This should be crypto's Christmas right here. Okay? This is Christmas for all of us. Oh, it's like one day said to me, one day, what's your name on is it Crypto Light? Which one is it? One day, what's your DM? Oh, there you go. I see ya. Oh yeah. So he's basically saying this. He's calling pump. So my thing is, what I'm trying to say is, this day right here is crypto's Christmas. Okay, let that be known from now on as crypto's Christmas, the day Baby Bull Jesus was born. Right there. I swear to God, I'm going to get on Twitter and I am going to shill the living bejesus out of this as crypto Christmas. Okay, this is crypto Xmas. Right? And it is the 17th of August. What day is that candle, boys and girls? What day is that candle? That candle is this 18th. Is that the 18th? Nope, 17th of August, 2015. I think Baby Jesus is a Leo. Is Baby Jesus a Leo? Right? I think Baby Jesus is a Leo. One day, I swear to God, I see your thing. Let me get to it, buddy. All right? So there it is. This is Christmas right here. That's it. This is Baby Jesus. This is Baby Bull Jesus Christmas. Okay? Okay, so there's my, hold on a sec. I've got to drop this in the members area, and I'm going to blast this baby on Twitter later. Okay? Hold on, I got to get this into my vamp charts. I see everybody messaging me. I swear to God, I will get to these messages. I'm on my rant right now. All right, so where are we at? We had 21 days of sideways consolidation back then before we had the fallout, okay? So back to where we're at. This is not the bottom. This cannot possibly be the bottom. This can't be it, peoples, because his blue line hasn't touched the bouncy zone. Once his blue line touches the bouncy zone, we will then get a legitimate bounce, and I will be the first one to sit over here, and I will be, amen, brothers, we're going, the Baby Bull Jesus is back, and that's it, right? But right now, this is a bounce only. Right? This is a bounce only. Right? Because you got to find the bottom here. Where is the bottom? We need the blue line. We need this blue line to come down here and touch. Where is my blue bottom? Okay, don't get weird. That sounds a little weird. That I get it. Okay, my bottom is not blue, but you know what I'm saying. Okay? So where is my blue bottom over here? I want to see my blue bottom put in. I want to see my blue bottom put in right down here. Now, the bull argument. Let's have the bull argument here, okay? Let's have the bullish argument. The bullish argument is you put in your second coming right here. This was the second coming of crypto. This was the birthday, again, of Baby Bull Jesus. And Baby Bull Jesus was born again on January 20, January 24th, 2018, okay? So, the next Baby Bull Jesus, right, was possibly born July 27th, 2018 at 57. What was that? What was he born at? He was born at 57. Where is that? 50, 57.55. At 57.55. Right? Now this could have been your, if you're a bull, this was your next coming of baby Jesus right there. Of your baby bull Jesus. But, okay? But, why is this line down here now? If this is over, I have to go back. And I have to say, why have we not put in? We've put in one bullish bounce out of here. There was the bullish bounce out of here, right? The last bullish bounce. Now we put in a brand new bullish bounce. This is the very first time, people, we have put in the very first low of this histogram line in the entire bull market. The entire bull market. So I want you to think about that. Why is this the very first time we've put in this low, when if you go back, we put it in once, twice. We put this baby in 2 times to find the very bottom last time, right? And this is the very first time we've gone down here and touched this in an extremely, extremely bear marketplace. So I know a lot of people are thinking this thing is going to go to the moon. But this right here tells me this ish is just begun. If this is the first time that we're going to touch down this deep with this line, this tells me that the blood has not even started to pour out of the sky. Because the last time we touched down here, we started the real true bleed, right? This is the real true bleed. The very first time we touched down in a bear market, right? This is the very first time we touched in a true bear market. We touched right here, and then the blood started. And then we finally found our despair. And then we finally found our baby bull Jesus, who was born August 17th, 2015. And out of this baby bull Jesus came Lambos, guys who lived in their mom's basement getting laid for the very first time, at least not alone, okay? I mean, this was a great day. This was a second coming, right? This was it. This was the first coming. We are now looking for the second one, and this does not give me a good feeling. This doesn't make me squishy to say that the end of the bear market is near. All this tells me is the blood has just begun. That's all this says. It gives me a bad omen. This says, yeah, go ahead, make your run, 67, 6,800. Grab onto those last shorts, right? Grab onto those last shorts up here, right? But unless you get all the way up here, right, you got nothing. You've got just the worst bloodshed that's about to hit crypto since 2015, 2014. So I want y'all to know that don't buy into the hype of Twitter. Right? Do your own research. Something catastrophic has got to happen in order to get the price to go up. There's no liquidity in the market, people. Right? There's no liquidity in the market. There's no money pouring into this marketplace. There's not. You need a very serious thing, something to come from the U.S. government, some ETF announcement. You need something extremely drastic to happen. And I'll tell you what's about to happen. what's about to happen is you're about to see Mex get some revenge on Binance, probably. I would expect that you're probably gonna see Mex get some evil ass revenge. Okay? Evil revenge. Because we're on the cusp of a bull run. We are of a bullish trade. We're on the cusp of a very bullish trade. Okay? A nice little bullish scalp, right? And that bullish scalp would be a nice little run up to liquidate whatever shorts are stuck. Can you imagine those shorts that are stuck right now on Phoenix, right? When their system goes down, right? Those shorts that are stuck on Phoenix that are all going to get wiped out with a nice pump here to 6,600, 6,700, right? Those shorts are going to get wiped out on Phoenix while they're down for their maintenance. And then the Mex guys are just going to dump this thing on them like a can of rocks, right? Because this is an evil game, and this game just got super wicked. I mean, after those guys got Mex, you don't think that Mex is going to get them back. Mex has probably just been waiting for this to get those guys back. Okay? So, let's go. I have one more chart I want to show everybody. Okay, here's my last chart I'm going to show everybody, and I'm going to be done. This is your bubble chart with your RSI. There is your bull run line right there. You are so close to breaking the bull run line. You've broken it before. If you don't have it on your charts, you guys need to put it on your charts. You need to set your RSI up on your 12-hour. You need to set that line at 53.68, 53.70, right? And that's what you need. You need to set your charts to 53.70. All right, and that's your bull break line. And the last two times we tried to get over this, we really struggled. And my warning to you is I do see downside in the near future. I see a bearish cross. I see bearishness, right? But I also see an evil game that's about to be played, right? And I have not changed this chart. Have I changed this chart, people? I haven't changed this chart. Did I take off, short the shit out of here if it makes it up here? No, I didn't take that off, right? Now, we do have a trend line that's very close. Our trend line's at 66.86. Okay, so we're very close on this trend line. All right, our last daily candle we put in. Look at this beautiful shooting. This is a beautiful long-legged doji. This is a clear reversal candle. This was a great reversal candle. You put in this hammer candle. You put in this is our 12-hour. You put in this beautiful long-legged doji. Great reversal candle, okay? We saw that though. We already called that out. We knew it was coming. You put in a hammer candle. This is a bullish candle, okay? On our daily. This is bullish. All right, let's go take a look at our 12-hour. Our 12-hour candle. Very new, 2-day candle. Neutral, didn't close out. 3-day candle, still nothing here. Okay, we got nothing. Look at this bearish candle. Look at this rising wedge. You just got a rising wedge into a rising wedge. That's what the weekly is churning out right here. Right, this was an extremely bearish candle right here. It still is a bearish candle. Okay, so we have to be on the lookout right now. You got to be on the lookout for a nice wick up here, and I think you have limited side for a wick up, right? You have limited size for you know, you've got your first one is at 60, what is that, 60, almost 6,700. Okay, your first run up you can get to 6,700, and you don't really pop out of this until you break this wedge line. If you're looking for it, I will still be looking to short the living bejesus out of this when it gets up beyond this trend line. Okay, with a tight stop loss set up over this. All right, now can this make a run all the way up to this top trend line? Of course it can, but you got to break this wedge first. You got to break this wedge line first at 66.83. Then you got to get up here and break this wedge line, right? And this is the area where I will be looking to short the bejesus out of this, right? Because I'm not buying it. I know, looking at my other charts, this is a bounce. And now knowing the game that's being played, right? I understand that I feel there's going to be some sick ass revenge probably on the guys over at Phoenix. Okay? I feel that's what's going to happen. Right? So listen, everybody, please, all I ever ask is one of two things. Okay? Don't follow Marius. Don't follow Hygiene. Right? Don't follow there's a lot of things you shouldn't do in life. You shouldn't eat yellow snow. Okay? You definitely shouldn't go, you shouldn't shop at the wrong stores at the wrong time of day. There's a lot of things. Don't take your wife shopping to expensive places. Don't take your girlfriend to where your wife likes to eat. Okay, there's a lot of different things you shouldn't do in life. And one of the things you shouldn't do in life right now is you shouldn't be looking for this to be the end of the bearish continuation. You should just be looking to find out where you can short this from. All right, so just be careful. Right? Be careful. All I got to say is look for some wicked manipulation over the next couple hours by the people at MEX in a retaliation attack against Phoenix. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Be prepared for a nice big candle. Right? Now, if you can break this local top area, we will have another talk. Right? And I still firmly believe that your top target is this. If we get up, this is my top target to short. This is it. Right? This is my top target to short right in here. Okay? If I can get some shorts, I want my shorts right here. And my stop loss is going to be not high above this. Right? And it's that simple. I'm going to short the bejesus out of this. And I'm going to set my stop losses right over the top of this. Okay, and this is what my plan will be. All right, now I still look at this as a big ABCDE wave. And I'm expecting this E wave to not, I still don't think this is going to get, this is 88, 67, 64 will be my target for shorts. Break this, this will be my stop loss. Right, I will be setting my stop loss at 68, like 30-ish, right, for my shorts. So there's my position. My position is load shorts here. Load my shorts right here, right? And if it can break this. Now, I will also be waiting, right? I will also be waiting for this to just continue falling. And I want to see confirmation, right? I want to see confirmation before this baby starts falling. I want confirmation. I will wait, right? So what I'm going to do is, here's my plan. I'll tell you exactly my plan. I will have 10% of my shorts loaded at the wedge line. Right, I'll put a little bit here at the, no, actually I'm going to put it right here, 67, 64, 67, 50, right, 10% loaded at 67.50, 10% loaded at, I'm going to call it the wedge line right here, 66.80, right? And then I will have probably 10 to 20 more percent loaded right up here above this 67, right? 20% loaded at 67. Did I have 76? 67. 67.50. And I'll have 67. 6,800, and now I have my stop loss at 68, 68.30-ish. Right, so that'll be my stop loss. So I'll only have a very minimal position locked in here. Right, I'll have a very minimal position locked in here. Now. Here's the thing. Now we're going to watch this. Now watch this, okay? So these will be my shorts, but I'm going to chase this also if I can. So I'm going to chase this. Where's my chart? Give me my chart. Come here. Okay, I'm going to chase this. So using this chart right here, hold on, let's bring this back over here. So using this chart right here, I am going to chase this long, okay? So as soon as this breaks right here, right, I'm going to chase this. I'm going to chase this with a long scalp trade. I don't know what I'm going to do it with. So I'm going to chase this with a long scalp trade. I don't know if I'm going to do Tron or Litecoin. I'm going to have to pick somebody. So I'm going to pick someone with an alt. Right? And a trailing stop loss. All right? So that'll be my plan. I'm watching this, right? I'm going to have my alarm set. So let's go set an alarm right here. All right, I want to set a little bit above in case this thing wicks out, because this stupid thing likes to wick out. So we'll put it right there. Okay, there we go. So we got that alarm set, and all I'll be doing is I'll just be waiting, and when my alarm triggers or when we get right up here close to this, I'll be waiting, and I'm just going to scalp a small long chase, a small long trade to play this, okay? Yep. So that's all I'll be doing. I'll just play it, but it's got to break this. It's got to get up here and break this. And I don't want this just, you can't just poke over this, guys. You got to wait for confirmation that it breaks over. And the best way to wait for confirmation when this thing breaks over is, listen, you've got 5 hours left in this thing. And here's my thing. I'm afraid that one of two things is going to happen. Because I think that when they do shut down Phoenix, I think there might be some possible big pump that happens, and I do want to play that pump when that pump happens. Okay, I want to play that little pumpy when that happens. Okay, so this is, oops, what happened? Oh, hey, sorry, what the heck? And dang it, now I gotta go find this thing. There it is. Yeah, let's bring this in closer so everybody can see the price action. Okay. I don't need this here, do I? Don't need this. Put this right in here. Wedge line resistance, trend line resistance. Okay. Let's reduce this down. Oop, too small. Okay, so until this breaks, peoples, I will leave this chart running for everybody.